Uh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late, but we'll start, guys. Firstly, good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping everybody had a good day today. So finally, the wait is over. We have been waiting for this quiz for literally like 2-3 weeks now, right? So finally, we'll be able to have one. Okay, most of you are here. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. But let me just quickly go through the introduction part. Then, in just like 5-6 minutes, we'll start the quiz. Right? In the meanwhile, if you have any friends who wants to give the quiz, just call them up and ask them to come fast. Right? So, firstly, as most of you all know, my name is Nikitha, and I'm the history educator here at Unacademy, and I take classes for both standard 11th and 12th. A little bit about Telegram Scholars channel. The link is in the description below of this video. I highly urge you all to go join it because you will be given updates regarding whatever is happening on the YouTube channel, right? So be it postponing of classes or be it cancellation of classes, you will be given updates in the Telegram channel. So I highly recommend you all to go join it. And as far as the 12 standards are concerned, there's a test going on right now, which the Unacademy is conducting. It's called as Emerge, right? This is basically a free live mock test. And whatever the pattern of the exam is, it is aligned with the latest CBSE guidelines, right? So it will be like some sort of practice for your term 1 boards. Really helpful. Again, the link is in the description below, so go check that out and enroll yourselves, take part in every week's quiz, right? And a little bit about the Unacademy's plus features. You can actually sit at your own houses and listen to some of the live classes taught by top educators of India. All of them are available on one single platform. There are regular doubt clearing sessions, answer writing sessions. Along with that, there's also provision for practice tests and live test series. There's exhaustive coverage of syllabus. There's mentorship given to you. There's guidance given to you along with access to study materials, right? So these are a couple of features. And when it comes to pricing, there are 6 ranges. The first is a 3-month subscription. Then there's 9. Then there's 12, 15, 18 and 24, right? The prices are clearly listed here on the screen. Have a look at them and go ahead with whichever one you feel comfortable. And quickly moving on to Iconic, there's here the features are even better, as in there's personal mentorship given to you, like a one-on-one thing between yourself and the mentor. There are live doubt solving sessions, there are weekly reports, there's a direct parent connect along with the study planners, which will make your job much easier. And as far as the pricing is concerned, the durations are the same for Plus and Iconic, but the pricing might hike a little bit for Iconic. So have a look at that again. It's up on the screen. And before actually going to the quiz, there is some kind of special content which you can actually access. The way you can do that is first by downloading the Unacademy Learning app from your Google Play Store on your mobile, right? And then log into the app with proper credentials like username and password, and then select your goal, which is 12 standard, right? And then select the menu button which is on the top left corner. Under that there's an option called special. Click on that and it'll ask you for a code. You can use this one, which is TUM10, and then you'll get access to the special content, right? So that's about the pitch. Now without any further ado, we will quickly move on. Okay, so it's up on the screen, guys. The code is on the screen. Firstly, log on to menti.com, right? And then use the code 666 and you will be redirected to the actual quiz platform, right? So I'm repeating the code. It is 666 90721. Okay. Guys, I'm repeating the code for the last time. It is 6669071. If y'all have joined already, just put up a thumbs up in the chat box so that I'll know who else have to join. Right? Should we wait or should we go forward? We'll decide then. Yeah, just put a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, Reva has done that. Reena has also done that. Uh, cool. So I think mostly everybody is here. Nice. So we'll start. Again, the question here is almost same like every time. We have 25 questions, right? All 25 MCQs and nothing else, right? So Reva, it must be under these figures, but you're definitely there as a part of the quiz, right? Don't worry, Reva, you'll be there. Okay, now it is. Cool. Tanishk, hurry up, Tanishk. It's already 6:09, so we'll start quickly. Okay, you say start. Cool. So we'll quickly start then. All the best, guys. Read the questions properly. The options might be a little confusing. Some of them are really tricky questions. So giving you all a heads up before itself, read the options and questions carefully. You all have 30 seconds time for every question, right? And also try to answer as fast as possible because that will give you more points. Cool. So the first question is up on the screen, starting with a very easy one. Who is Ulama? Right? A very easy question. Please get this right. Who is Ulama? Is he a devotee of Shiva? Okay, that was quick enough. Cool. So the answer is scholars of Islamic studies, right? The very well versed in all the textual references of Islam, and therefore they're called as ulamas, right? That was a pretty basic answer. Okay, a couple of you are answering in the chat box as well, Abhirami and Reva. I am noting down your answers. Keep doing the same. The answer is D, guys, right? You all are right. Okay, Yash and Suhana were the fastest and therefore leading. Just below them is Tanish. Don't worry, guys, you all can still catch up. It's the first question, right? We'll quickly move on to the second. Which of the following statements is incorrect regarding Karaikal Ammayar? I'm asking which is wrong. She was a devotee of Shiva. She adopted the path of extreme asceticism. Her compositions were preserved within the Alvar tradition. Her compositions posed a challenge to patriarchal norms. Which of these is not correct when it comes to Karaikal Ammayar? The time is almost up. And okay, that was great. 9 of you all are correct, which is a good job done. Yeah, because also, why is that wrong? There has to be a reason, right? So we're clearly telling that she's a devotee of Shiva. And what are the followers of Shiva called as? They're called as Nayanars, right? So obviously, whatever composition she was doing, they will be preserved within the Nayanar tradition. But in the option, it is given as Alvar tradition, and therefore it is wrong, right? Okay, just give me a second. Cool. So I'm hoping the answer is clear, and therefore having a quick look at the leaderboard. Okay, dynamics changed. Kanan is on the top right now. Good job, Kanan. You were also the fastest. Cool. We'll quickly move on to question 3. Jangama or wandering monks. They belonged to which of the following communities? Were they Alvars? Were they Lingayats? Were they Kabir Panthis or Jogis? Which community did Jangamas belong to? Alvars, Lingayats, Kabir Panthis, Jogis. Time is almost up, guys. Okay, everybody voted. Okay, that was a fair share of distribution of answers, but the correct answer is Lingayats, right? Half of y'all got it correct. We've seen, right? Like Jangamas are basically these Veera Shaiva tradition, like who believe in Shiva, right? They roam from one place to another, spreading the message. They keep wandering, right? So that's the official name of the wandering monks, which is Jangama. Okay, a quick look at the leaderboard. Okay, we have a new name here who is the fastest. It's Tanisha. Good job, Tanisha. And Kanan is still leading it. Not too far away is Tanishk and Prachi. Cool. Good job, guys. Keep going. Question 4. What is the literal meaning of the term silsila? Again, very important. What is the literal meaning of the term silsila? Is it a chain? Is it a disciple? Is it some sort of devotion or without attributes? Okay, that was quick enough. 10 of you all have gotten this right, and the answer is option A, right? It's chain. So what is this chain? It's not the one which you wear in your neck or something, but silsila basically refers to the connection that one can draw from a member or like a saint back to his master, right? That continuous chain which kind of connects the master and the disciple without any breaks in between. There has to be a logical flow, right? So that is a silsila. We have so many silsilas worldwide, but in India some of them were there, and the famous one which we read is the Chisti's order, right? No problem, Suhana. You can keep continuing with the next questions, right? Uh, okay, a quick look at the leaderboard says Ashley is the fastest. Good job, Ashley. Kanan is still topping it. Prachi is just below. Good job, guys. You are going great. Yes, Reshta, I would say roughly a master and disciple link, right? That kind of chain which connects disciple back to the masters. Cool. Yash, I wouldn't say it's a connection between devotees and God because God is nowhere in the picture here. We're just talking about the master and disciple. In a sense, Prophet Muhammad could be included as some kind of master, but definitely not God. Okay? Make a note of that point, Yash. Okay. Ashley is Vandita apparently. Cool. Okay, question 5. Who composed the Prem Akyan Padmavat? Who was the author of that Prem Akyan? Was it Amir Khusro? Was it Baba Farid? Was it Malik Muhammad Jayasi or Ratan Sen? Who is the author of Padmavat? Quick answers, guys. Okay, time's up and the answers are here. Yes, most of you are absolutely right, and the answer is Malik Muhammad Jayasi, right? These are basically the love stories which were very, very common back in those times, and Padmavat became like really, really famous. Yeah, a love story between a prince and one of his lovers. Yeah, again, the same Padmavat which we refer to as a movie, right? That is exactly the story. Cool. Quickly moving on to the leaderboard. Okay, Ujjwal was the fastest this time. Good job, Ujjwal. Karan is still topping it. Nice. Prachi, Tanishk. You are going good, guys. Just keep going. Okay, back to Tanishk's comment. It's an unbroken spiritual genealogy to Prophet Muhammad. Yeah, to put it in very official terms, that is the exact meaning, Tanishk. Thanks so much for putting it out there. Yes, so basically the last of the genealogy, or if you look at it from the other side, the first of the genealogical tree starts from Muhammad, not from Allah, right? So from Muhammad down to whoever his devotees are, right? Thanks, Tanishk, for that point. Okay, Tushar is here with us. Okay, your point noted, Tushar. We'll discuss about this in tomorrow's class, right? Anyways, that's not a bad score. 38 out of 40 is decent enough. You did well. Congrats on that, right? Okay, cool. We'll move on. Question 6. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Again, read the question properly. I'm asking what is wrong about Saint Kabir. He used terms drawn from Vedantic traditions. He described the ultimate reality as Allah, Pir, Hazrat, and Khuda. Many of his compositions are found in Adi Granth Sahib. And lastly, option D is verses attributed to Kabir mention the name of his teacher Ramanand. Which of this is wrong? Okay, that's a fair enough distribution, and I would say half of you all are correct. The answer is option D, right? But why is it wrong? The reason behind it is whatever verses he has written by himself, they never said that his teacher was Ramanand. Instead, when Hindus started writing their own accounts, especially Vaishnavites, right, they claimed that Kabir was actually a Hindu, yeah, like, but raised by Muslim parents, and in fact he also had a guru by name Ramanand. So all these details Vaishnavite tradition books were claiming, but the verses attributed to Kabir themselves, they never said this statement, right? So that's why it is wrong. And the other points are basically he was drawing from other philosophies which we all know, right? Be it Islamic philosophies, be it Vedantic philosophies, be it yogic philosophies. Yeah, he was drawing certain concepts from various other traditions, and most of his compositions are found in Adi Granth Sahib, right? So that was a fair point. Yeah, exactly. The figure of Kabir himself was only mentioned as Guru or Satguru. Right. You're right, Kanan and Tanishk. Cool. A quick look at the leaderboard. Okay, we have a new dynamic here. Shweta was the fastest and also leading it. Good job, Shweta. Nice catching up to do there. Just below her is Kanan, Prachi, and Tanishk. Good job, guys. Okay, question 7. Non-Muslims had to pay a particular religious tax called as dash. Was that tax called as zakat? Was it called as shukrana, jizya, or none of the above? And absolutely everybody is right. The answer is jizya, right? So we've talked about how it's the duty of the state to provide protection to its subjects, but according to the Islamic law or the Sharia law, a Muslim ruler is only supposed to provide protection to the Muslim people, but not non-Muslim populations. So in order for the non-Muslim populations to be protected, they had to pay a particular tax called as jizya, which is the religious tax, right? And then the king would provide protection in that turn, right? So again, the spelling might differ. Sometimes it's called as Jiziyya, right? But the word is the same, right? Okay. So, okay, bye Tushar. I'll meet you in tomorrow's class. Okay, I'll answer all your questions there. But for now, bye. Cool. So we'll quickly have a look at the leaderboard. Tanishq was the fastest. Good job, Tanishq. Sweta is still leading it, followed by Kanan and Prachi. Ashley is also somewhere close. Good job, guys. Oh, Ujjwal was also fastest. Good job, Ujjwal. Okay, question number 8. Which of these was a part of Chishti worship? In what forms did Chishti people actually worship God? Was it by dancing? Was it by music? Was it by qawwalis, or all of the above means? In which forms did they actually worship Allah? I'm talking about the Chishti order, right? Okay, that was a fair enough point. The answer is all of the above, right? Dancing was there, music was there, qawwali was also there. So, in order to remember qawwali, I've given you this example, right? Like that Ranbir Kapoor movie Rockstar, that particular song called Kun Faya Kun. Yeah, whenever you have time, please go back to that song. Like just randomly look at the video of that song. Then you will get a rough idea as to what qawwalis are, right? You will know how they are done. So just whenever you have time, go back to Kun Faya Kun song, right? Okay, cool. So the all of the above is the answer. And leaderboard, Shweta was the fastest and also leading. Good job, Shweta. Kanan is giving a very tough fight. And also Prachi. Nice. Okay, question 9. Which of these was the capital of Akbar? Fairly an easy answer. Please get this right. What is the capital of Akbar? Was it Lahore? Was it Multan? Was it Delhi or Fatehpur Sikri? Which of these was the capital of Akbar? Okay, something is wrong. Okay, cool. The answers are here. I'm sorry for the technical issue, but the answer is Fatehpur Sikri, right? So Lahore, Multan, all these are parts of the present day Pakistan. Definitely it was not in Pakistan. But the most confusing options here seem to be Delhi and Fatehpur Sikri, right? But when it came to Akbar, he actually built up a new city somewhere in the outskirts of Delhi called Fatehpur Sikri. Yeah, he installed all these Buland Darwaza and all, and he made it as his capital, right? In the same manner, when we talk about Mughals, We'll also see how Shah Jahan built a new city called as Shah Jahanabad, and that became his capital, right? So constructing cities is one of like the most important thing for rulers, right? So the answer here is Fatehpur Sikri. Vaibhav, to answer your question regarding the Persian origin, if you're talking about the Qawwalis and all, I would say no, because Qawwalis, even though they were prevalent in Persia, but most of the inventions happened in India itself, like after the Sufis migrated to India. So I would say that is the answer, Vaibhav. Cool. Okay, Uday joined us. Hello, Uday. But if you have a look at the leaderboard, cool. So Kushi is the fastest this time. Good job, Kushi. And Shweta, Prachi, Tanishk still in the race. Good job, guys. Question 10. Who compiled Adi Granth? Adi Granth, the book of 6, right? Who actually compiled it? Was it Guru Tej Bahadur, Guru Arjan Dev, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh? Okay, that was a quick answer. The answer is Guru Arjan Dev, right? He is the 5th preceptor belonging to the Sikh order. So he is the one responsible for actually compiling all the poems or whatever the previous gurus taught. All of them were actually written down by Guru Arjan Dev during his reign, right? So in that sense, he is responsible for compiling Adi Granth. Okay. Okay, Vandita was the fastest. Good job, Vandita. Now we have Shweta on the top. Just below is Prachi, Tanishk, also Vandita, right? Guys, is it lagging for everybody or only for Tanishk? Is it okay or do you have some technical problems, guys? Oh, okay. Yash says no lag. Might be a problem with your internet, Tanishk. Just check that out. Cool, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Yash and Ayush. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, cool. So, question 11. Alwars and Nayanars were the bucks of Dash. Like, which region did they belong to? Right? A fairly simple question. Alwars and Nayanars, very prominent in the medieval India. Which region did they actually belong to? Did they belong to Andhra Pradesh? Did they belong to Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, or Kerala? Okay, that was a quick answer. And yes, the answer is Tamil Nadu, right? Tamil Nadu, it was only restricted to Tamil Nadu. Like, you can't see these Alvars and Niners in Kerala, nor Andhra Pradesh, nor Karnataka, right? Only restricted to Tamil Nadu. Even now, if you go to Tamil Nadu, you know, they have all these segregations based on Alvars and Niners instead of Hinduism as a whole. That was like a deep demarcation, right? Okay, leaderboard. Tanisha was the fastest. Good job, Tanisha. Shweta, Prachi, Tanishk, you're going great. Keep going. Not much difference between your scores. Good job. Okay, Ayush has something to say. Not a problem, Ayush. We'll be having quizzes on this chapter like again in the future, right? I'm hoping then you'll take part. But in the meanwhile, just go through the textbook, right? Or whatever answers you know, just keep typing them in the chat box if you feel like, right? Okay. Question 12. The Sufi saint who was addressed, guys, who was addressed as Sultan ul Mashayikh by his disciples was dash. Which Sufi saint was it? Sheikh Moinuddin Sizi, Sheikh Fariduddin Ganj-i Shakar, Sheikh Salim Chasti, or Sheikh Nizamuddin Aulia? Which Sufi saint was referred to as Sultan ul Mashayikh? Okay, most of y'all have gotten this wrong. The answer is Sheikh Nizamuddin Aulia, guys. Right? We were discussing then when we were talking about the kind of relationship that the kings and the Sufis had. Yeah, we've talked about how they are dependent on each other, but we've also talked about how there are conflicts or tensions happening between the kings and Sufis. Yeah, kings did not like the fact that rulers are being called as Sufis are being called as sultans, because sultan is one such title which is attributed to kings, right? So kings didn't like when Sheikh Nizamuddin Aulia was called as sultan. So we were talking about this in that context. Yeah? Yeah, to assert their authority. Exactly, Tanishq. Okay. A quick look at the leaderboard. Okay, Tanishq was the fastest and also topping it this time. Good job, Tanishq. Below him are Shweta, Prachi and Ujjwal. Okay. Question number 13. Who composed Kirtana Gosha? Fairly simple. Was it Shankaradeva? Was it Surdas? Was it Kabir Das or Sundaramurthy? Who was responsible for composing Kirtana Gosha? Okay. Fairly a right answer. The answer is Shankaradeva, right? This is in one sort of box in your textbook towards the right side, right? We've discussed this in like the last class itself. Yeah, Shankardeva, he started like his own thing in Assam, right? So he out of all the compositions that he did, one of the most famous one was Kirtana Gosha. You're right, Mantasha, it's A. Okay, the leaderboard. Tanisha was the fastest. Good job, Tanisha. Shweta, Tanishq, Ujjwal, Prachi. Cool. All four of y'all have not much difference, but doing great, guys. Okay, question 14. Namgar refers to dash. Again, very easy. Namgar is the Persian name for what? Are they prayer halls? Were they temples? Were they religious places or none of the above? Namghar. Okay. Fair enough. The answer is prayer halls, right? I don't think any explanation is needed for this because it's just a pretty fairly simple translation. Namgar is prayer halls, right? Okay. That might change the dynamics a little bit. Shweta got this wrong. So Tanishq is on the top and also the fastest. Good job, Tanishq. Okay, question 15. Baba Guru Nanak was born in which year? Very, very important. Was he born in 1459, 1469, 1479 or 1489? Which year was Baba Guru Nanak born? The time is almost up. The answer is option B, right? It's 1469 and most of y'all have gotten this right. Cool, guys. So out of all the three prominent figures that we have studied, which is Mirabai, Kabir Das and Baba Guru Nanak, the information about the personal information about Mirabai and Kabir Das is not much that we know of, right? But when it comes to Baba Guru Nanak, we have explicit information about everything. His place of birth, his family, that he was an accountant initially, then later he founded Sikh religion. Yeah, we have so much information about Baba Guru Nanak when compared to Kabir Das and Mirabai, right? So he was born in 1469. Okay. Cool. Kushi is the fastest. Good job, Kushi. Tanishq is on the top. Good job, Tanishq. Just below is Prachi and Ujjwal. Cool. Question 16. The Nalayara Divya Prabandham of Alvars was compared with which of the following? Nalayara Divya Prabandham, it belonged to Alvar sect. They were compared with which of the following texts? Is it the four Vedas? Is it Manusmriti? Is it Mahabharata or Ramayana? The time is almost up and the answer is option A, right? It is four Vedas, all the four Vedas we have. Again, why is it compared in the first place, right? Just like how Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, these are all the four Vedas we have which are very, very famous, right? In the same manner, when the Nalayara Divya Prabandham was composed by the Alvars, they claimed that this book is as famous as the four Vedas. That was where the comparison aspect came in, right? So it's four Vedas. Again, Mantasha, Reena, you are right. It's four Vedas. Cool. If we have a quick look at the leaderboard, Tanisha was the fastest. Good job, Tanisha. Tanishq is leading it. Nice. Question 17. The ninth Guru, whose compositions were compiled in the Guru Granth Sahib, was dash. Basically, who was the ninth Guru? Right? Was it Guru Tej Bahadur, Baba Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh or Guru Arjan Dev? Who was the ninth Guru of the Gurus we have? Okay, guys. It's not it's not Guru Arjan Dev. Whoever answered it as D, it's not Guru Arjan Dev. Guru Arjan Dev was the fifth preceptor, right? But I'm asking who is the ninth here. So the answer is Guru Tej Bahadur, right? He was again a very famous guru and all of his compositions were compiled in the Guru Granth Sahib, right? So the option is A. Yes, Pradyuman, you're right. It's A. Okay. Again, Tanisha is the fastest. Good consistency, Tanisha. And Tanishk is topping it. Good job, Tanishk. Quickly moving on to question 18. Which group challenged the idea of caste and also pollution, which are attributed to certain groups by the Brahmins? Which group challenged all these ideas? Were they Alvars? Were they Lingayats? Were they Nayanars or Veerashaivites? Who opposed caste and pollution introduced by Brahmins? Okay, that was a fair share. I would say the answer is B, Lingayats, right? Like they had a very, very rational approach towards the life of a human being. They were like, you just can't segregate people based on caste or pollution. Everybody is equal, and therefore they had this hell lot of movement against Brahmins, right? They if the first thing which has to come to your mind if you're thinking about the opposition to Brahmins is Lingayats. They were strictly against Brahmins, right? Okay. Tanishk is the fastest. Also, Tanisha is the fastest. Good job, guys. Prachi, Shweta, hurry up, hurry up. Okay, question 19. Khalsa Panth was founded by which of the following gurus of Sikhism? Khalsa Panth. Was it Guru Nanak, Guru Arjan, Guru Gobind Singh or Guru Tej Bahadur? Who founded Khalsa Panth? Okay, the answer is option C. Most of you are correct about it. It's Guru Gobind Singh, right? He was the 10th preceptor, like the last of all the preceptors, right? So what basically is Khalsa Panth? During those times when Guru Gobind Singh was ruling, there were so many attacks that they are facing from all the sides of the territory, be it Shivaji and all from the Maratha Empire, be it the Mughals, be it the Afghans who are coming in through the northwestern frontier. So all of these invasions are happening. Therefore, it was the need of the hour to have a military, right? And then Guru Gobind Singh thought that it was a good idea to actually have a military for themselves, like an army, right? And that is exactly the time when he founded Khalsa Panth, right? Okay. A quick look at the leaderboard. Yanika just joined us. Hello, Yanika. But okay, leaderboard says Shweta was the fastest. Good job, Shweta. Tanishk is leading it. Question 20. Who composed the Bijak? Again, fairly simple. Was it Kabir Das? Was it Mirabai? Was it Guru Nanak or none of the above? Who among these people actually composed Bijak? Right. The answer is Kabir Das, right? So we've looked at how there are three major compositions of Kabir Das. One among them is Kabir Bijak, right? Bijak, composed by the Kabir Panthis. Yeah. They usually belong to the Uttar Pradesh, roughly Varanasi area, right? The Bijak is preserved in Varanasi right now. So that's the story behind Bijak. Not a problem, Suhana, but I'm glad you know the answer, right? So, coming to the leaderboard, Tanishq is still leading it. Good job, Tanishq. Shweta is the fastest. Prachi just hanging there. Nice. Question 21. Which general term was used to refer to the migrant communities? What were the migrant communities called as? Were they Shakas? Were they Yavanas? Were they Turks or Mlechas? Okay, it's supposed to be an easy question. The answer is Mlecha, right? We have literally come across this word n number of times over the past couple of classes, be it chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Now even in chapter 6, we have come across this term called as Mlechas. Yeah, in different times we had different meanings associated with it. Sometimes they're called as barbarians, sometimes uncivilized, sometimes foreigners. Now they are called as migrant communities, right? Whatever the situation is, there are a lot of meanings given to this word called Mlecha, right? So just remember that. Yeah. Okay. Leaderboard. Tanishq was the fastest and also topping it. Good lead, Tanishq. Nice consistency. Question 22. Which of the following practices in Chisti Kanka represent attempts to assimilate local traditions? Which are these following practices? Were they yogic exercises? Were they shaving the heads of the initiates? Were they bowing before the sheikh, or all of the above? Which of the following practices, especially in the Chisti order, represent attempts to assimilate local traditions? Okay, that was a good choice, guys. The answer is all of the above, right? Absolutely right. So we've also looked at how it was only the Chisti order within the Indian subcontinent who were trying really hard to, influence the local people by practicing local traditions, right? Because that's a much easier job to convince people to turn to Sufi order, right? So that was like a tactic or a strategy they had, that they will assimilate with the local traditions so that people will convert to Sufism, right? So yeah, yogic exercises from the yogic traditions, shaving the head of the initiates, this is basically from the Brahmanical tradition, and bowing before the sheikh is also from the Brahmanical tradition, right? Sometimes you also had like totally putting yourself up on the floor and like doing that namaskar thing, right? So that is also another kind of gesture. Yeah, Tanishq, you're right. Offering water to visitors. Yeah, that is also one of the local traditions which Chisti order assimilated. Good point, Tanishq. Cool. Okay, the leaderboard says Ujjwal is the fastest and Tanishq is still topping it. Good job, guys. Guys, don't be lazy. Come on, you just have 3 questions remaining. Yash, wake up, call. Answer it. Question 23. Which of the following statement is wrong about Basavanna? Read the options carefully. I'm asking which is not correct. The first one is his followers are known as Veerashaivas. He served as a minister in the court of Vakatakas. He was born in 1106 AD. And lastly, he believed that the devotee will unite with Shiva after death. Which of these are wrong about Basavanna? Okay, that's a fair answer. The answer is option B. Yeah. Why is that wrong? Because he was a minister. Agreed. He was talented. He served under the king. Agreed. But he was a minister in the court of Chalukyas, not Vakatakas. Right? So that's why option B is wrong. And as far as the other things are concerned, it's right? Like he was born in 1106. His followers are called as Veerashaivas / Lingayats. He believed in Shaivism, basically, yeah. And his one major philosophy was after a person dies, like after a devotee dies, there is no rebirth. But in fact, as soon as you die, your soul will be directly merged with God Shiva. Like it will become one. They will unite, right? So that was one of his major philosophies. Yeah, Tanishq, you're right. It was a Kalachuri ruler, right? Okay. Leaderboard says Shweta was the fastest and Tanishq is still topping it. Prachi not too far away. You can catch up still. Last but one question, question 24. Which of the following temples were not constructed under the patronage of Chola rulers? Was it Chidambaras? Was it Gangaikonda Cholapuram? Was it Kanchipuram or Tanjore? Which of the following temples were not constructed under the patronage of Chola rulers? Okay, that's a fair choice. The answer is Kanchipuram, right? Even though there are a lot of temples in Kanchipuram, none of them were constructed by the Chola rulers, right? They were constructed in different times. But when it comes to Gangaikonda Cholapuram, which is the capital city of one of the Chola rulers, yeah, they had magnificent temples built in Gangaikonda Cholapuram as well as Chidambara and Tanjore, right? Okay. A quick look at the leaderboard. Kanan as well as Shweta were the fastest. Nice. And Tanishq is still topping it. Good job, guys. Prachi, Shweta, you still have options for the if you answer the last question properly. So go ahead with that. Okay, last question, guys. Question 25. Which of the following statements is not correct about Baba Guru Nanak? I'm asking which is not correct. The first one, he advocated a form of Nirguna Bhakti. He organized his followers into a community. He rejected sacrifices, image worship, ritual baths and austerities. He appointed Arjun to succeed him as the preceptor. Which of these is a wrong statement? Okay, that was a distribution of answers and I would fairly say less than half of you are correct. The answer is D, because why is it wrong? Because Arjun was not the successor or like the next preceptor of Baba Guru Nanak. In fact, while he was dying, he made sure that one of the most dearest disciples by name Angad, Angad, right? he became the next guru after Baba Guru Nanak, right? So again, Arjun is like the fifth preceptor. So that's why it is wrong. But other than that, he advocated Nirguna Bhakti, like a formless or like a physical structure of the god is not there. He's always formless, right? He organized his followers into a community, and he strictly was against the ideas of sacrifices and image worship, both idealized by Hindus and Muslims, right? So Angad was a successor. Yes, Uday, exactly. Okay, one last time for today, we'll have a look at the leaderboard. Okay. Cool. Tanisha was the fastest, but somehow, through competitive spirit, Tanishq emerged as the leaderboard topper. Good job, congratulations, but that doesn't mean others didn't perform. I'm truly amazed because I know the questions are a little bit tough today. I've given them deliberately, right? But despite that, most of y'all have attempted them almost correct, right? So kudos to everyone who attempted the quiz firstly, right? Good job, guys. Thanks, Yanika. I'm hoping everybody else liked the questions as well. Yes, you're absolutely right. Everybody did well on whoever took part in the quiz, right? So kudos to everyone. Congrats, Tanishq. Anyways, so let's quickly move on to the YouTube chat for a while, right? Okay, so that brings us to the end of the quiz. So any questions or queries y'all have, guys, please ask them in the chat box. Yeah, if y'all don't agree or accept with certain things, whatever was said in the quiz, anything, feel free to put in the chat box. I'm so sorry, this is giving me some sort of trouble. Yes, Yash, I can read your comment, and I exactly did that. I congratulated everybody on the leaderboard, Yash. Okay, cool. So, any questions, guys? Any concerns? You'll want me to have another quiz on this chapter, or is this fine? What about the standard of questions? Were they easy, difficult? What was the scene? How did you feel about it? Also, like, I'm assuming everybody had fun, because the whole point of having a quiz is obviously learning something out of it, but alongside also trying to have fun. Yeah, because quizzes are really, they're exciting, like leaderboard and all that stuff. They're exciting components of a quiz. So I'm hoping everybody had fun. Yanika says moderate. Okay, cool. That's a fair opinion to have, Yanika. Some of them were easy, some of them were a little bit technical. Yeah. Uh, Uday, if I can exactly grasp the matter of your question, you're basically saying Brahmins were had this, not exactly attitude, but they were being dominant, right? In the same manner, you're asking if anything like that exists in the Muslim society. The answer is yes and no, because within the Indian subcontinent, in the medieval times, Islam was a very, very new religion, right? Especially in the Indian subcontinent. So there was no division between Muslims per se. But if you look at a more broader level, like considering the whole world and the Muslim people in the world, just like how there's a fourfold Varna structure within the Indian subcontinent in Hinduism, Muslims also have something like that. Yeah, they have all these race distinctions, just like Turkish race, Afghan race. Like there are two other races which I don't remember. So there existed some kind of bias, but not in India, right? So I'm hoping that answers your question. Uh, Tanishk, yes, that's a fair point. I will try to quickly do the Vijayanagara chapter as well. That's not as long as this chapter, but fairly easy one, I'm supposing. So yeah, we'll finish that. We'll have a quiz on that chapter. Then we can have a mega quiz on all the chapters. Yeah. So we have so many quizzes coming up. So gear up for that, guys. Okay, Nitin, I think he just joined us after the quiz is over. But anyways, good evening, Nitin. Cool. Any more questions? Yeah, Tanishk, like to be very honest, if one is able to ace Bhakti Sufi traditions ka chapter, because at least according to me, I don't know how you all feel, Bhakti Sufi is supposed to be one of the toughest chapters in the whole of 12th standard textbook. So if you all are able to understand Bhakti Sufi, then it's very easy to understand Vijayanagara, right? That's a fairly simple chapter, fairly simple read. Yeah. Okay, is that it we have for today, or should we close the session, or do we have any more questions coming up? I'm assuming there are none, considering that there are none in the chat box. So we'll wind this up. In the meanwhile, I'm trying to wrap this session up. If any questions, put them down in the chat box. But going back to the first initial pitches I made regarding the plus and iconic subscriptions, the special offer going on right now. Yeah. If you use the code which is TUM10, you'll obviously get a 10% off straight away. But if you subscribe it right now, you can get an extra 5% off on a 9-month subscription and an extra 10% off on 12 plus month subscription. So it's a limited offer. Go grab yours before the offer ends, right? And please download the Unacademy app. It's very, very useful. And finally, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like the content of these videos, as soon as the live stream ends, go like the video, comment down below, share it as much as possible, and also subscribe to the channel Unacademy and Scholars in particular, right? Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. But before leaving, Uday has a point. The Kabir Bijak and Kabir Granthavali are two distinct but overlapping traditions. How are they preserved? Uday, they're not overlapping traditions per se, but to put it in a fairly simple manner, I know it's a little bit complicated in your textbook, but if you look at it from a general point of view, so while Kabir was alive, there were certain kind of compositions which he did. Yeah, one of them is Kabir Bijak, the other one is Kabir Granthavali. Yeah, these are different compositions, these are not traditions, right? So when they are trying to, like, obviously he died after he composed them, then they have to be preserved, right? Because obviously religious books, philosophical books, they kind of hold some importance. So whoever followers of there are Kabir, they try to preserve these books. So in the same manner, they preserved Kabir Bijak. Those preservations you can find in present day Varanasi or roughly the Uttar Pradesh area. But if you come to Kabir Granthavali, they are preserved in present day Rajasthan. right? So I would say that's fairly the distinction between Granthavali and Bijak, right? I'm hoping that answers your question. Uday, again, explaining Sufi silsilas is a whole lot of chapter. It'll take 1 hour. So I highly recommend to I highly recommend you go and check back the previous videos, right? I think it's in part 6, if I'm not wrong, part 6 or 5 of the series of this chapter. So please, if you don't mind, can you go check back on those videos, because explaining silsilas will take at least 1 hour now, which we don't have because we're already past time by 8 minutes. But other than that, we'll have a quick revision later on. Probably then you can listen to it, right? But again, roughly to just put it up in one line, silsilas are basically, as Tanishq was rightly pointing out earlier, these are spiritual genealogies which a devotee can trace back to his master. In this sense, or like the ultimate master here can be Prophet Muhammad, right? So from Prophet Muhammad, in whichever genealogy or order the information is being passed on, either the spiritual genealogy, right? And if let's say it ends with some random X person. So whatever the order is there between Prophet Muhammad and that X person, that chain is called as silsila, right? So we have so many silsilas like that, out of which Chishti is the most famous in India, right? We have Naqshbandis, we have certain other silsilas as well, but in this chapter we talked about Chistis in extensive detail, right? I'm hoping that partly answers your question there, but if you want in more detail, just go back to the videos which we had a couple of days back, right? Okay, fair enough. Thanks. Guys, can we take up the rest of the questions in the next class? Because I think most of you all have a quiz in the Pol department, political science, right? So I'm hoping everybody has to leave. So Uday, again, just hold back to all your questions. Someday we'll have doubt clearing sessions or something like that. I'll quickly answer all of yours that day. Please spare back, right? Just hold on to your questions. Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys in the next class, right? Till then, have a good evening and also have good day tomorrow, right? So yeah, I'll see you then on the other side. Bye guys. Bye everyone.